When you get all your teeth back in line, you don't want to take care of more because when you go through the freaking pain, when they scrape your freaking teeth to get all that buildup, you're gonna be like, good! I'm gonna make sure I freaking don't have to go through this. Yeah? You're gonna be all numb and they're gonna be scraping the shit out of your teeth. You're like, ah! You know? Yeah, well, they numb it first. And then they start scraping, but still, like, you can still, like, when they put this long-ass needle in your gum to, like, I mean, but it's, ¿cómo se dice? It's a really thin needle. Duele un poquito, but it's more like, it's a little painful, a little bit, but it's not that bad, like, where, you know? Pero como te digo, the annoying part is the scraping. You can hear it. He was hitting him outside over the middle. It's like they're putting hooks on your freaking the base of your teeth and they're like trying to grabbing all that freaking buildup and shit. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's like, yeah, this is what I get from that. Getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Yeah, bro, like, you definitely take care of yourself, man. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 15 yards that time, and then you're gonna feel more confident too, like happy about what you did to yourself. I feel happy. I was like, yeah, shit, I'm taking care of myself, you know. And I'm gonna make sure I'm, you know, I don't have to go through this. It's more of like being more aware of what you gotta take care of yourself on normal. That's something that you should like just have in the list. Like, okay, let me do this every year, at least 6 months, or 4 to 5, 6 months, or twice a year, 3 times a year. That's it.
They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice
job
job
there,
like, stopping him for a loss.
And let me do my regular doctor checkup every 6 months or some shit, you know.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Yeah, man, now that I'm gonna probably be single for a while, I'm just gonna be taking care of myself more now, like get back in fit, you know, just
this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the
turnover. I feel ready, like I'm ready to like really settle down. I feel like I gotta make sure I remember who myself. I can't, you know. Like, you should get yourself shit, that's bullshit. You should always be your #1, you know? Forget how bad or how good you love a person. You gotta love yourself first, man. And that's what I'm like, that's what I learned as I got older. I'm like, I already made these mistakes and I can't keep going down because of bad relationships.
A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%.
I gotta be more easier to let go, and that's what I'm doing. Like, even if I'm old, even if I'm older, I'm still not gonna let the person control me and manipulate me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be happy and I'm gonna be like, hey, you don't want me? Then go. You know, I love you, but if you think that's the best route, go for it. But I ain't gonna be fighting and getting down and getting into alcohol and, you know, drinking myself crazy.
He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Because the thing is, you think the person's you're pushing the person away, that's what I was doing. But your body takes the toll. You're the one that's gonna see the results, not them. Right? It's gonna be with a next, you know, partner. And you'll be like aged and shit. You know?
They didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be
like,
that guy.
You gotta care, and they don't care.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
Sure, God's gonna want to. Sure, God's gonna care more, right? But he's not. He ain't gonna do nothing if you don't do nothing. I mean, you got the power, right? He's gonna give you the resources. He's gonna stick in your back. He's gonna give you the opportunities. He's gonna give you strength, but it has to come from you.
Chance to convert that early turnover into points.
Yeah, it's all what it happens to all these homeless people, man. They can turn it around, but
you know, when this
if they don't put it, if they don't, break bottom, I realize either death or live better. So I was like feeling bad for that girl, but then like what I like about her that you have to consider the choices that you make, and it's true. She knows that. Because I was telling her, hey, you know, man, you're so young, like, you got your whole life ahead of you. You know, like, well, you don't just stop doing drugs. Because she said she done fentanyl and freaking, she used to be on freaking heroin, and then she got in fentanyl, you know? I'm like, you know, like, have you ever asked her, have you ever, like, tweaked, like, you know how they be tripping, like, they freeze? I said, did that ever happen to you? She's like, yeah, one time, because she was like, she didn't eat, and she was like, freaking, kind of, she was tired, and she started doing that shit. So I guess that's what happens when they don't eat, and they just get tired, and I guess that's when they trip out.
Let's think here. You're still just in the second quarter. You taking the 3 points?
Yeah, way too much of that overdose. Yeah. Sometimes that's how a lot of them die.
And let the offense know. Nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then. But for now, we'll take the 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know it's late, though. I don't know how much I need the appointment tomorrow. Love you, bro. I hit you on the mouth since you're off.
And the Dolphins post the first points of the ballgame
as
they take the lead here in this second quarter. So a great start. They force the turnover on the other side and then take it down the field on their first drive and finish it off with a short touchdown run.
Nice and efficient. Excellent job blocking. Barrels into the end zone. Great way to finish off that drive.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Devon Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception. Touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number? And now off to the races down the right side. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 60 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They run the counter. Win. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to...
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is 1 play from stalling out.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Tucker's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Rolling to his left. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Mike McDaniel, he's going to ask him to take a closer look at this call, and out comes the challenge flag. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
Yeah, remember now, the call on the field.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs. But sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
2nd and 11. Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like.
Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Now the Bills will hustle to the line. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Finds his receiver, Watson. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Allen. On the screen, complete to Spiller. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. To the air, Allen. Touchdown! Christian Watson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. This is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Off the play fake, here's Taylor on the move to his left. And got his man complete. Tack on 15 more for the face mask, and that becomes a huge play.
Big pass gets caught on you. You're doing everything possible to get him on the ground, and sometimes you end up grabbing the face mask.
He'll buy some time right. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Play action. Now Taylor steps away. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know, they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half. It's Taylor out to his left. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Jalen Waddle as time expires in the first half. And the Dolphins have taken the lead on the final play of the first half. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered defensively. A disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
Koo able to connect on the extra.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the Patriots who were able to come away with the victory. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And things didn't go so well, as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Josh Jacobs, well over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. A touchdown the difference, 21-14, the final score.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The third quarter begins with a run by Achane. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 2. Again, it's Achane. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4, and it was the Dolphins with a road victory, so they'll look for the sweep now here in Miami. Waddle, the motion man right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Options galore here, second and a few inches. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he's got this down to the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 35-yard line. Waddle, the motion man right. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. In motion right, that's Hardman. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. They'll try and run it with Achane. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. That time a 9-play drive. And the drive finished off with a touchdown run from Devon Achane. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realize what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a free possession game.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. Throwing on first down is Allen. Going deep for Diggs. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. A big play here for Buffalo. 49 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Pass delivered successfully to Knox on the out route. Touchdown, Bills. Dawson Knox halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Bills are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. And he'll get in for the 2 points. And that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Throwing now, Taylor on first down. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season. Back now in Miami. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now Taylor looking to switch things up a bit. On second down, a run by Achane. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. They go play action now. Taylor rolling to his left. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here for the 1st and 10. They run the counter. Win. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Allen going to throw. Gabriel Davis. And down to the 19-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. They run the counter. Win. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Allen. And he's got his man on the out route. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. now looks to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Tucker's kick is good, and the Bills have tied the game here in the 4th. We knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game, because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got the 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
Here's 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run from Achane. And some room to maneuver. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
This is 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And just shedding him off there. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 1st down. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. Now Taylor rolling to his right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They took a big shot there for the end zone, and if he finds a way to come up with it, that might be your game winner. But it was not to be. The coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
And the Bills now down 24-21, a little under 50 seconds to go. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Achane gets it from the gun. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Here we go. A big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. Yeah, that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. What a